Hey guys, what's going on? This is Fred2266 here. Today I'm going to be reading Chapter 6 of The Little Things in Life by Cabra L095. This is the final chapter until I get caught up. He's working on Chapter 7, and I want to beat him to the punch and be ready for Chapter 7, so I'm going to read Chapter 6. It is entitled Interlude 1, The War Begins. This is 2,625 words. Not too much, so let's go. And what? We're back in Equestria. Okay. Celestia stared into her foe's eyes. Discord. A smug grin engraved onto his face while glee filled his lemon eyes as he stared back at her. What are you doing here, Discord? Oh, Celestia. You know I'm not one for sitting around doing nothing. As much as I love being a statue, I felt it was time to stretch out the old muscles. Celestia continued her glare as the scenery around them began to warp around them, the very fabric of reality slowly bending to Discord's very presence, altering its shape and form to all manner of unnaturals. Many of the hedges began changing form and material, turning into oddly colored wool, while others slowly lifted to the now pink sky above. Statues were turning into hard candy. The tall grass was now made entirely out of licorice. A dark rain cried into a new landscape as screams arose from Canterlot once they realized that the chocolate milk that was pouring down upon them was sour. Curse you, expired milk. Chaos had returned. A bright light flashed, flooding the immediate area around Celestia and forcing Discord to flinch for the mere second. It lasted before noticing that Celestia had vanished. Discord chuckled. Let the games begin, princess. Royal guards stood ready at the entrance of the castle. Their golden armor shone brilliantly as a bright light enveloped the room. Shielding their eyes, the guards grabbed their weapons, preparing for a possible intruder, before relaxing and showing great relief at the sight of Celestia. Guards, rally every member of the reserves and summon generals. I also want a regiment on the streets, aiding any pony who need it. Send them to the castle for protection. You and you. Make to the magic collage. I want every professor and advanced student in the labs awaiting my instruction. Oh, and send Saponi to wake Luna. I'm going to need her, Celestia commanded, sending the guard station into a flurry of activity. Screams echoed across Canterlot, the streets crowded with ponies running and fleeing from the pursuing chaos. The Pegasi all took to the sky, fleeing the city in the ever-expanding wave of chaotic energies vortexing around them. Earth ponies and unicorns alike fared worse as they flowed about across the soap-slick ground, now mixing with sour chocolate rain. Those close to the city gates made to flee, while those farther in followed the paths and guards to the castle, looking for guidance from their imperial leader. Celestia hustled down the large hall, something, exiting to a large balcony before her few subjects standing below awaited her orders. My subjects, I have dreadful news, as you may have noticed. Moo, Celestia said. No. Woof, replied the subjects. Yeah, I know what you're all thinking. This is weird. Well, Discord. Makes sense to me. Discord has returned, which means the return of marshmallows. I mean chaos. The crowd fell hushed, save for the children happy at the thought of marshmallows, listening intently to the words of their ruler. Her voice echoed throughout the court, power, grace, and sincerity emanating from her as she spoke. It is not best to panic. It is best to not panic. We have to remain strong and steadfast against our foe. We are not defenseless. Stay calm, aid each other, and be ready for anything, because there is nothing that can't come our way. Luna's blue eyes shot open, a rumble, a shake disturbing her rest. She rose from her bed with a quick motion, her ears attentive to the screams and noises coming from outside, sending her into a fit of concern and rushing her body out of bed towards the large blue doors of her room. Blue auras surrounding the handles. She opened them to reveal a scene of pure controlled panic and motion. Dozens of guards running up and down the hall, spears and swords at their sides, their armor clanking as they ran. Workers were working just as quickly, carrying anything from scrolls to food about to ensure the castle was prepared for anything. As she observed the commotion, a sole guard approached her. What be this? Luna called out. A war? Yes, my princess, the guard replied, bowing. It is a war. Against who? Chaos. Luna's face grimaced. She sighed. Where is my sister? The guard pointed down the hall. Her Majesty is at the terrace, addressing the people. She sent for you.
Thank you, Luna replied. Has my lunar guard been summoned? If not, do so and tell them to prepare for the Nymerian gambit. The guard bowed once more and ran off as Luna rushed toward the terrace, passing the many guards running about. As she neared the balcony, her eyes caught a glimpse of the rampant chaos outside. Trees were now lollipops, buildings were made entirely out of cheese, the sky was every possible color except ones found in the sky, and clouds were forming shapes of great inappropriateness, spewing liquids that were anything but rainwater. Standing next to her sister as she finished her speech, Luna observed the frightened crowd before her. Though mellowed by Celestia's words, the fear in their eyes was all too apparent. Fear not, our subjects, Luna proclaimed. We have defeated the chaotic region before, and we shall do so again. Thou wilt not live in terror for long. Thou hast our word.
With that, both sisters bowed to the crowd and turned to depart, Luna looking at Celestia with concern as they re-entered the castle.
Has he truly returned? So soon? Luna asked.
Celestia nodded and simply continued down the hall with Luna in tow.
Shall I go and get Twilight and her friends? Luna queried.
You can't, Celestia stated.
They're gone. What do you mean, gone? They simply cannot disappear.
They can,
and they did. But how?
Celestia halted.
I assume Discord had something to do with it, she sighed. Spike told me the last time he saw them was with Trixie. I believe she has some part in this.
Luna thought for a moment.
Shall I send troops to find her?
No, Celestia replied. I'll find her myself. I want you to stay here and keep things under control.
But we are not prepared for a war. We don't need to be. Discord isn't one for killing, just mischief. Keep the subjects calm as long as you can. The guard have always been trained more for peacekeeping than for combat. I shall find Trixie. I have things to ask her.
Luna nodded and left her sister.
And Luna,
Celestia added, halting her sister in place, please try and hold off on a Nymerian gambit.
But I never get a chance to try it, Luna complained.
I pray you never do, Celestia said as she turned and trotted to the balcony once more before teleporting away. Trixie grunted, her legs straining as she pulled her wagon through the forest. The thick trees and their roots did not aid in the blue unicorn's endeavors.
Trixie can't believe this, she muttered, stopping in frustration.
Oh, Trixie, why so down? Called a distant voice.
Isn't this what you wanted?
It laughed.
Trixie wouldn't mind so much if you could help get me out of here.
A tree turned, yellow eyes and a mouth with one long tooth answered her.
I've already held my end of the bargain, Trixie, just as you have held yours.
The tree grinned.
Trixie feels her end of the bargain was worth more than she has received.
A flash of white.
Oh, does she now?
A caterpillar.
Damn it! Caterpillar said, perched on a branch near her. Trixie snorted. Oh, don't be that way. I'm sure you'll love it here.
Another flash of white and Discord vanished, leaving Trixie alone to continue her journey through a candy cane forest, rumbling all the way. With a brilliant flash of light, Celestia entered in a pile of snow, the cold Arctic winds chilling her wings, forcing her to press them tightly to her body. A short distance ahead of her, she saw her destination. Rather unassuming crystal archway leading to the heart of the Crystal Empire, and its seat of power at the Crystal Spire. With a few powerful flaps, she passed over the city limits into the magical barrier, which kept the cold at bay, allowing her to fly more easily towards the spire.
Excuse me, every single time I read a chapter,
it's always burping. Cadence stood on the castle's balcony, overlooking the large city, the crystal buildings dotting the crystal-lined streets, lit by crystal lampposts so the crystal ponies could sell their crystal goods and proper crystal lighting for their crystally needs. So many crystals, so little time. She was starting to see why Sombra had so little to say. There was so little here that wasn't crystal. A reverberation. A reverberation above her snapped her out of her contemplation and sent her into a bit of shock as she saw Celestia flying towards her at great speed.
Princess Celestia, she gasped. What brings you here?
Oh, it's Cadence. I'm so out of it. I had to take a 5-minute break because I was needed.
I'm sorry to have come unannounced, Princess, but there's trouble in Canterlot and soon all of Equestria.
Discord has returned. A hoof raised to Cadence's mouth.
What about Twilight and her friends? Are they fighting him? she worriedly asked. They're missing, Celestia sighed. We don't know where they are. What do you mean they're missing? Are they alright? One of the elements of harmony. It seems Discord was more clever in planning his third return. I believe he used another. God, I can't read. I believe he used another to send Twilight and her friends away before he revealed himself. As for the elements, they're currently unaccounted for. I assume they were Twilight and her friends. A brief silence. What will we do? Celestia pondered a moment and looked out at the kingdom before her, her eyes cast back to Cadence. We need to hold Discord back until we find out where Twilight and her friends were sent. How are we going to do that? Hold him back or find Twilight? Yes, Cadence responded. There you go. I hate when ponies do that. I have an idea on how to hold Discord back, though. I need to work out a few details first. When this time comes, I'll need your help and that of the Empire. As for finding Twilight, first I need to find Trixie. I'd hoped to track her from the site Twilight was last seen at, but the magic is too warped by the spreading chaos to do so. So how did he get rid of them? I'm not sure. You don't think he killed them, do you? No, not likely, Celestia replied. Even millennia ago, after ages of his reign. Discord never killed. He's reckless and uncontrolled, the embodiment of chaos. He takes away hope, order, and sense. All he wants is a good time. So I think we should grant him that. For now. Oh, this is just lovely, Discord sang. His feet were tacked onto his tail as he slid down a chocolate mountainside. Just ahead of him lay Canterlot. Canterlot! Oh, please don't make any more of these puns. This is gonna kill me. Just ahead of him lay Canterlot, as he liked to call it. Cheese-filled gingerbread housing, taffy roads, candy cane towers, gumdrop rocks, and chocolate covering everything. On his descent, Discord hit a green candy rock and shattered it to a million pieces. Duplicates of the beast stood distance away applauding, many holding up tens, while one held an upside-down 2. A hang-gliding Discord flew over the scene, the parachute being made of birds and the rope of licorice. This day cannot get better. He landed, the birds departed, and the licorice exploded into mints which turned into Paris sprites. However, he mused, it can get worse. He snapped his fingers and the mountain exploded into the shape of Discord's head. It's really quite something. I wish all of you could see it. He pouted. Though it still needs something. Aha! He snapped his fingers once more, and the words Canterlot became embroidered in chocolate below his glorious head. Another group of Discords applauded and held up numbers again, tens all around, except at the end of their small table sat a small gray, wall-eyed pony. She held an upside-down 11. Thank you, Discord replied to the table. He bowed and then vanished in a flash of light. Mentos piled high above one another, forming the walls of one luscious castle. The once luscious castle. Oh my God! Top off with oozing caramel. Many guards were frantically running about the castle's halls while Luna stood in the main chamber, her gaze set to the outside window, watching the chaos that was unfolding. She sighed, hoofsteps behind her. Well, she asked. Celestia walked to her sister's side. Cadence had an idea for finding Trixie. Meanwhile, I have a few auxiliary plans to put into motion. So Trixie still eludes you? Luna queried. Yes, though I assume she won't be going too far in this chaotic mess. At any rate, I'll go out again and put Cadence's desire spell to work. Desire spell? Luna asked, clearly confused. If Trixie is behind their disappearance, then Trixie had a strong desire for something to do with Twilight, in this case for her to be gone. Cheated on her. I'm going to track that desire to her. Luna nodded. Do you think she... No, I examined where the ground where Spike saw them last. It bore all the traits of transportation spell, but one I'm not familiar with. She must have sent them somewhere the elements won't have an effect on Discord. The moon? Celestia turned, a pained look flashing across her face for a moment. I don't think so. It would be somewhere so far away, no pony would find them. You always were the smarter one, Celestia. Oh. Okay. You always were the smarter one, Celestia. A grim voice echoed in the room. So then the question is, my dear princess, what are you going to do about it? A laugh emanated from the wall. Celestia and Luna looked around, their eyes searching for the disfigured creature. Show yourself, you cretin! Luna. Watch that temper of yours. You got banished for it last time, Discord snickered. Now I suppose you'll be wanting to know where they are. Do not fret. They are safe. For now. A year is a day, and a day is a year.
Long ago banished and forgotten, their hearts tarnished and rotten. Oh, so smart and wise, but their tongues full of lies. Their toys changing lives on a whim. Hopes and dreams turn to infinite greed. With these creatures you will find them. I'm not going to give away any more hints. In fact, I feel I give too many. I do so hate when I wax overly poetic. It's just such a talent for me sometimes, wouldn't you agree? Of course you would, and I'd just make you agree if you didn't. Now the game's afoot, and I need to stay ahead of it. Ta-ta! The voice faded and silence filled the room.
Why that? Let him go, Luna. We have bigger things to worry about. Sister, he is toying with us. We don't have time to play his game. We will find Trixie first. I need to know what spell she used on Twilight. Though for now I brought the area of the land the spell was cast on the college. I need you to oversee their work on reverse engineering the spell. Perhaps they can figure it out if Trixie proves unattainable. And after we have the spell, what then? Luna asked. We use it on me.
Holy shit. I'm all caught up now. So when chapter 7 rolls around, I'm gonna be ready. The problem is, well, that chapter reading sucked. Why? Well, I knew I'd tell you. I'm not tired. It's only 9:30 p.m. If anybody's tired in the world at that time, something's wrong. It just sucked. Not rusty, I just read stuff yesterday.
Oh well, what can you do? Nothing. Can't wait for chapter 7.
Thank you guys for watching and listening. I gotta go just insert some insulin because something's wrong with me later. Can't fucking read words, sentences, any fucking thing. You gotta be fucking kidding me now.